Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL. And today we are working off of what was pattern 1889, which kind of, after I made the bracelet, I kind of felt like, this seems familiar-ish. And I couldn't figure out kind of why. It was like, did I already do this or not? And it turns out back in April, I was playing around with teardrop starting bracelets. And this pattern closely resembles that of pattern 1888, both over on friendshipbracelets.net. So this one kind of looks like a different pattern because of how we started this with the regular triangular start. It ends up taking up a similar space as the other one. And that other one, I think I tried to make it a rainbow like this is. So that was kind of interesting. There was another pattern that was like where I had done something like, well, I think I even did this pattern as well. But again, with the teardrop start, came out completely different. This one, it's got 4 of the small diamonds in a row down the middle, and I seem to have remembered that like there was something else that had that. And so yeah, it's similar patterns. In fact, I plan on actually doing pattern 1888 possibly tomorrow with this regular diamond start, so it's bound to be different than it was before, but I want to play with it. The last time I did it in a 3-color, like 2 shades of each of the 3 colors, but like a 3-color thing. So I want to try it as a rainbow, and I want to try it with this start just to mix things up a bit. Not really running out of patterns, there is, you might think, but running out of ones that sort of fit certain niches, you might say. So, plus I like playing around with these ones. I like the different arrowheads and changing them up, trying different things with it. It makes it fun. Speaking of fun, this bracelet was fun, and you'll pick up on the fact that there's some really great segment knotting in this, where you pick up and do what you can do on the left hand side, and then once that's all completed, you can't go any farther, you pick up and go to the right hand side and just kind of fill it in, and it makes it go nice and fun and fast. Now you'll notice as we kind of get a little bit further in here, it uses an awful lot of blue string, and I thought that was going to be like for sure, that the blue is going to be so much significantly used over everything else, but it wasn't. Even the green and the yellow seemed to be almost the same length, and there wasn't that big of a difference with the other strings that were remaining. So it's kind of weird that there was almost a balance to it, but it didn't seem like there should be a balance, just because of how much you really see the blue color in this one. Also, hot and cold colors, there is a really fun balance between the two. As we get into this middle section here, you have blue and the purple running through the middle, and you have red outside of that. So it seems like a lot of cold color, but you have the red, so you get that hot color coming against it. Earlier, you had blue and green outside of the yellow, and the dots in the middle of the yellow, those are orange. So again, there was these balances between the hot and the colds that really just work so well with this bracelet. I really liked the way we set it up. Now, you can play with this, the order of the strings very easily. That's, you can select by color on the app, and then just make something really weird, just take any of the colors and turn it into something like a super bright pink or something. And then you can use the color that is gone to paint in the others, and keep swapping it around until you have the rainbow kind of shifted along to whichever way you want to try to do out the rainbow. But yeah, I personally like how this one landed, and that wasn't like an intentional thing. I just kind of went with what sort of seemed interesting at the time. I started with the red and then put the orange and yellow around it. So it wasn't a clear intention to balance everything, but it turned out nice. And but I would definitely suggest like trying your own combinations, like shift them around a bit, try something new, something fun. Maybe put red right in the middle, down the center of it, and then I don't know, maybe the purple and blue go outside of that. That would be fun. And let's just see how the bracelet goes from there. The whole overall bracelet took me about an hour. Nothing unexpected there. It's a 12-string bracelet, or 6 if you want to count how many strings are going up into the loop. But so 6 strings, but it's 12 strands because I double up my string. There's 12 little strands, and that's perfect for making the kumi loop that I have on it, which I think just gives it an extra little level of detail that just makes the bracelets look a little bit nicer. Something to try. They're not hard to do. In fact, they're making kumis is probably far easier than anything else you'll do with the whole bracelet. So yeah, so that elongated center, like it just kept going like that just seems familiar. But if you compare the two bracelets, they are completely different. The other one, like I said, has a teardrop start, and that's fine. That's cool. It's interesting. I don't know if that affects the length of the bracelet or how that came out so different, but it is very, very different. Trying to think if there's anything else I really kind of gained from this. I don't think so. I think it's equally as fun going in either direction. Like there's no clear winner as to, oh, I preferred when it was coming downwards versus the other. I did have to watch the pattern when it was coming to the end of the whole bracelet. I was a little afraid that I wasn't going to get the ending properly, but yeah, it worked out. No mistakes, no errors. It worked out fine. It's just a little unusual how it ends, but that again is because it goes with that diamond. This really does kind of work well with the teardrop start and end. Oh yeah, we're almost to the end of the whole thing now. You made it this far. That's awesome. If you guys could maybe hit a like, that would be cool. Leave some comments down below. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you want to try this with some different color combinations or something. I'm curious. If you do, by the way, if you do make it, you can always share it over on Discord. I like to see what you guys come up with these patterns that I'm making. So should be cool. All right. Yeah, it's really close to the end now. I'm like kind of looking at the stitches like, yeah, is it there? No, there it is. All right. So thanks again for watching. And yeah, here comes the big reveal. So thanks. And don't get your strings in a bunch.